I have a question though. Watch me as I walk in front of this receptionist. You notice? I walked in front of that receptionist, but the receptionist remained in front of, okay, the image of the receptionist was imposed on my image. So I was behind the receptionist, although from my perspective I should have been in front of the receptionist. So why is that? What is the feature, the glitch? What did the developers, I think in this case, what did they do, or lack of thereof, to that made that happen? Is it a layer thing? Like on Photoshop, you have different layers, and so, you know, or I don't know why did that happen. I'm really curious why I don't. This whole image here is imposed on my character. Why is that? I love this. I love those little glitches. It's just juice. It's just so juicy. It's like, yes, raw fucking game right there. I love it.
Pity the kids had to die as well. Heard some of them were off-world refugees.
You really had to burn the whole place down, didn't you?
You want something?
Just passing through.
Good. Then we won't have to deal with you as well.
I don't know. That seems kind of sketchy to me. What you just saw was an altercation between the Boryokudan and the protagonist here. It has already been communicated to me via a couple of NPCs that the Boryokudan, which is a gang that dominates and has control over this area, they do not like me. I was once an assassin for them, and then I quit and became a cop. Oops, spoiler! Deal with it. So, that was just the Boryokudan that I talked to. If they hated me on such a global scale, there's going to be a price on my head that every single thug in the lower ranks would know about. They would know who I look like, basically what I'm trying to say. But those guys just walked past me like I was a cloud in this dim purple sky. That makes no sense. They should have known it was me, and they should have shot me on the spot if that story was real. Come on, guys, you can work on. You can. What is there a term for that in like the movie? Like, is that a discrepancy? What's the technical term for that in like a script? A plot hole? No, it's not a plot. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, I just barely had a moment. I'm gonna explain this moment and see how many people can relate to it. I just barely got scared because I didn't know where I was supposed to go. Now, isn't that a classic adventure game moment? You're like walking around, you're like, wait a second, what the fuck am I supposed to do? You like realize mid-game, you're like, wait, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. What the hell am I supposed to do? Like, you have an idea of what you're supposed to do, you know you're supposed to, like, the main theme of the game, but seriously, sometimes when you're playing adventure games, you are completely lost. You're like, yeah, I'm supposed to kill the giant monkey king, but right now I am in a village of electronical devices that have been ignored by Japan, so they created their own civilization in this part of the Amazon. Where am I supposed to go from here? You know? You know. No, but what I wanted to say was, I experienced that moment, but then I remembered, oh yeah, I was back there, I was in this room, I was right here. I'll show you. See, I know I want to get here, right? And I go over here, I try to duck beneath. And he's like, shoot!
Can't quite get through the hole.
Can't get through the hole.
Maybe somebody smaller could get
Bam!
under
Clue. Maybe somebody smaller. Must find somebody smaller. Well, who's small in this place that I can actually talk to? One and only the beautiful, get back there, this chick right here. She is the only girl I can talk to. I talked to this guy and I talked to this guy and they had no clue. But she talked to me. And she's a girl, and girls are small. Okay? That is completely logical. Small equals girl. That's the only thing you need to understand to function and function past the puzzles in this game. Now let's see if my intuition is that even the word I'm supposed to use there? My problem-solving skills, my guessing is spot on.
Hi there.
You want something?
Oh, look it! All the purples means that I have exhausted them. Oh, but favor happens to be highlighted. Favor for what? I may,
Can you do me a favor?
What?
I need a second person to help me with something.
I wonder what that could be.
Just follow me and I'll show you.
Go ask somebody else.
There's nobody else around here. Conscious, I mean.
Help me find my card first, and maybe I'll help you.
Your what?
It's a security card. I lost it in one of these dumpsters. It should say something like WTC2 on it.
Alright.
Okay, two things that I loved about that dialogue, that conversation there. Okay. Now, okay, I have been dogging the whole realism of dialogue left and right, but right there, they just demonstrated an awesome dialogue. Realistic too. In previous adventure games, the way that character would have approached that girl, now knowing what he knows, like knowing that he needs her to help him get under that thing, that space that I showed you. In previous adventure games, he would have just jumped right into that. Be like, I need your help. You are so small, and I need you to get under this thing for me, okay? Like, just all the information blown in her face right there. And then she'll be like, okay, or not. I'll address those two options later. But what did he do? He did not do that. He just said, just follow me and you'll see. Which is what you would actually do in real life. If you want to really deceive someone or just, it's all about as little information as possible to control the masses. Well, that's what he was doing there. He's like, I just need to get her to help me, but I don't want her to know exactly what she needs to do. I'm going to wait until she's like right there, and then I'll tell her what she's supposed to do. Because then it's safer to do it that way, because it means that he'll first hook her with emotions, right? You hook him with emotions, so you get them already on board with the idea before you actually tell them what it is, so that when you tell them what it is, it could be they'll have an easier time accepting it, especially if it's something that you don't really want to do, like have sex, right? So you first just get them all liquored up and have fun, and then you're like, oh, by the way, I need you to suck this balloon out of a tube filled with greasy pig fat. And they're like, oh, but since I already like you as a person, okay, I'll do it for you. It's typical social logic, and they implement it in this game. And then the second thing is, before I can get her help, side quest time, gotta find the card. I'm really interested to see if they can somehow tie this side quest into the story and not just have it a grinding mission that I have to do before I can continue with the story, because that becomes so monotonous. So I'm really hoping that this card plays a key role in the storyline. Or it very well could just be a puzzle, but right now this isn't like a typical puzzle, So I'm really curious how they approach this. First thing I'm going to do is I already know I have 2 cards here. I'm gonna first identify one of them. See if I already have
Need
before.
any help?
I've got this dumpster taken care of.
Okay,
Thanks.
so I tried to give her. I'm gonna try to give her.
I'm not
One-
going to give her that.
See, none of these cars work.
Excuse me. Is this what you were looking for?
Oh, right there. That worked.
How did you find this?
Oh, that was it.
It was in a gutter. Almost went down the storm drain.
Thanks. I owe you one.
Now that is something I've never seen. I have never seen the player, the protagonist of any adventure game, actually explain where they got the item. It's always just, I have received the item for you. I have retrieved the item for you. And then the receiver's like, ooh, now we can build the brew of bustling bumbly, and we can cast a spell on the inhabitants of this forsaken village, and then this will show us the location of the Rainbow Bridge that will take us to the princess. You know, like that's usually what happens. There's no how, where, who, and he explains how he got it. And then now I can finally do this.
There's a more civilized way to...
Oh, come on. I want to do it so bad.
Hey,
Ah! Now I gotta talk to her again.
hi there.
So, what do you want from me?
Bam! Now I'm gonna tell her what the favor is.
Can you do me a favor?
Well, I owe you one, so I guess I can. What is this again?
Just follow me.
See? There he goes. Doing all that society, and now I can finally do this. Take her. Use girl on girl.
I'm
Oh.
not giving that to her.
I'm not giving that girl to that other girl. But I saw another interesting thing. This has been a long one, but this is important stuff. I found her the card, and she didn't immediately engage me in the previous favor. Like she said, okay, I'll do this favor for you, but you gotta first help me find this card. Find the card for her. I have to ask her to do the favor again. She's like, okay, thank you for the card, and she goes back to rummaging, as if me giving her the card wasn't enough of proof that she doesn't need to rummage looking for the card anymore. And then I have to ask her again. Okay, so will you do my favor now? And then so that was kind of tedious, I guess.